Hi, welcome to part 25 of my 100% Lilith playthrough. Today we're going to be tackling the big tournament achievement, meaning we have to complete each of these big ass arenas right here. Talked plenty about all this, so I'm just going to hop right into the first one. I'm going to start with Hellberbia. As you can see, I managed to farm an Orion before I started. Only took a few runs in Hyperion gift shop. As you can see, it's the Orion, so it's going to fucking melt. So 20 rounds of 5 waves. It's 100 waves in one arena. I mentioned that last episode, but I figured I'd mention it just one more time, just in case anyone forgot. A lot of fun to be had here in the Underdome, that there is. My main goal is going to be speed. I really want to just try to get through these quick, but if I focus too much on speed, I'm probably going to end up dying on account of me being very bad at the video game. Another weapon I found when I was looking for an Orion earlier was this Chimera right here. The Chimera is the legendary Atlas revolver, and it shoots every single element, so it can be really good, but it can also be kind of average sometimes. Kind of depends on what you're fighting with it and what kind of RNG you get with the bullets, but it's definitely a solid weapon regardless. King Wee Wee's coming in. I'm going to get a bit more serious. Take our Caustic Thanatos, that way I can corrode things, make them take a bit more damage. Also going to throw in our Steel Mauler because it's the Steel Mauler. And I'm going to pop on our Tempest class mod. Since I'm mainly using the Orion right now, I think that'll be best. There we go. Nah. Okay. Well, I'm just very bad at hitting shots. King Wee Wee is certainly far from electric resistant, I'll tell you that. I could be crazy, but isn't that just Crazy Earl's face with different colored eyes right there? I mean, right? And then this right here is Scrappy's collar. That saw blade, that was Scrappy's collar. Maybe they're long lost brothers or something. Well, I apologize for not getting to this sooner, but we have our skill point from last episode still lingering down there. I'll pop that into phase strike, get a bit more melee damage since I need to get some melee kills. As I mentioned in the last episode, I wouldn't have enough storage space on my computer to record all 3 of these arenas even if I wanted to. So the compromise I've reached is I'm going to record the first 2 or 3 and then the last 2 or 3 rounds of each arena. I feel like that would be plenty of rounds for everybody to get the picture, you know. I mean, obviously I have to do an insane amount of rounds and waves, but watching me do all those is just as boring as actually doing them, meaning you don't want to do it under any circumstances. I'm just really using random weapons at this point. Since there's no modifiers, I don't really feel the need to try very hard. That's probably going to come back to bite me in the ass though, so I should probably try to focus up a bit, because if I start half-assing now, I'm going to be half-assing the whole time, and then what? Alright, easiest horde wave ever. When the enemies are sped up on the horde wave, it's kind of terrifying sometimes. I mean, look at this. Watch. Yeah, they all die. It's so insane. Phoenix on its own literally takes care of waves. I don't even have to do anything sometimes. I'll shoot 2 enemies and the wave will end. Enemies have stronger shields. Well, I'd say the Orion's the perfect tool for the job then. Giving enemies stronger shields and then spawning about 8 skags is definitely not the smartest move, Moxie. One thing that kind of sucks about this arena is when you have to fight bosses, there's really no cover out front. Like, it's just a huge open area. This is the best thing you got right here. Sledge is one beefy fucker, I'll tell you that. He's eating these Orion shots for breakfast. That's the end of round 3 for the beginning of Hellberbia, so I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and I'll bring you guys back once we're around round 17 or 18 of Hellberbia. Well, got my first death here on round 14. What a fucking tragedy, man. Okay, please don't set me back too far. Just give me a break here. This is about fucking ridiculous. Round 13. Okay, well, it could be worse. We only got set back like 7 waves, but still hurts. Just got downed again on wave 16 by a bruiser with a rocket launcher. Doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get a second wind here either. No, don't ever do this. If you're watching this video right now, do not ever come in here and do the big challenge. Not one of them. Don't even attempt it. This is hell. This is not normal. This is not natural. This is cruel and unusual punishment, and it shouldn't be allowed. No. What did they do to me? Loaded Weapon Master, kick-ass, and they take less damage. They just buff the enemies in almost every conceivable way. I finally made it to round 18, as you can see, and my god, guys, this is way worse than I could have ever imagined. Before I started, I was overly confident, but now I know. I understand how bad it can get. When you've got 3 and 4 modifiers rolling, you know, all bets are off, really. You're just kind of at the mercy of RNG at that point. In my opinion, the gun wave is by far the hardest wave. Horde wave is probably the easiest. The starter wave is usually really easy because they just don't spawn a lot of enemies in general. And then the badass wave is also pretty easy for the same reason. There's just not a whole lot of enemies most of the time, and usually they aren't all badass. I cannot imagine doing this on a different character. Lilith makes this way, way easier, maybe even doable. I'd lose my fucking shit if I had to do this on Brick or Roland or Mordecai even. I'm really starting to notice all the enemy buffs now that we're in the gun wave. It's just, I'm just getting completely shredded. I can't peek out of anywhere. Okay, Horde Wave completely eviscerated. You see, I'm only using the double Anarchy now. I'd say that happened probably around wave 12 after I died the first time. And I think that was a very wise decision because I've been doing a little bit better ever since. Not to say I haven't died, though. I did die again. 2 deaths right there in pretty quick succession. I was distraught to say the least. But we moved on. We powered through. And now we're here. Round 18 done. Only 2 more to go. We can do this, guys. We're gonna do it. And then we gotta do 2 more, but... at least we're gonna do this one, goddammit. Dying on a normal 5-round challenge is one thing. Dying on this, that's a completely different thing. Even though they set you back the same amount of waves, it's just not comparable because 4 modifiers compared to 1 or 2 is just night and day. It really is. Yeah, it just spawned more enemies right on top of me. I don't know if you guys saw or heard that. You can see like the little blue beacons and the little teleport sound. I killed like 6 or 7 bandits over here, and then 6 or 7 bandits took their place instantaneously. Come on now. Why? You already make it harder for me to play. You make the enemies harder, and now you gotta fucking add more of them too. And not just a few more, but like 3 to 4 times more. And just a ridiculous amount of enemies. At least after the gun wave, we get a breather. We got the horde wave now. I've never looked forward to horde waves more than I do in this challenge. Whenever one comes, I'm just relieved. It's like I get to relax a little bit. Only thing to be mindful of is that right there. When they pull out a grenade and do the suicide charge at you, they can get you with that if you're not careful, so you just gotta make sure you keep your distance. Yep. Gotta love the double Anarchy. I think they have like 60% more HP or something, but you would never know when I'm using this thing. Also thought I should mention we just reached the 3-hour mark for this here challenge, so it's gonna be probably like 3 hours and 15, 3 hours and 20 minutes for the total thing, and we died twice, so that's not too bad. I have been checking the loot, not every single time it drops, but a good amount of times, and I've been picking up some things I've found. You guys want to see all the good loot I've managed to find from the Underdome? We got the RFA repeater, the revolver. I mean, look at this stuff. Look at that repeater right there. 236 damage. That's fat. And we got all these other ones here too. The loot's just outstanding in the Underdome. As you can see, it speaks for itself. Need I say more? Just look at that. Okay, round 20. This is grueling. It really is. Well, at least I just completed a challenge there. Boom. Make sure you don't let the modifiers dissuade you from doing what you know is best. It says use rocket launchers, but I know that the double Anarchy is going to do way better than any rocket launcher could hope of doing. Alright, badass wave wiped clean. The final thing standing between us and completion of this arena is whatever piece of shit walks out of there. Got him all corroded. Now, double Anarchy's gonna do its thing. Once again, he lives through a mag, even though he shouldn't have. The curtains have closed on our final wave. That's 20 rounds of Hellberbia. Emphasis on the hell. You see our total kills down there is 1,538 for the entire arena. Oh, a golden certificate of badassery, and there we go. Just unlocked the achievement Hellberbia. Each one of the arenas has its own achievement, so completing all 3 is actually going to give us 4. We get 1 for each arena, plus the 1 for completing all 3 arenas. Alright, that's 1 off the list. It was quite daunting, I must say, but now I've kind of got the feel for it, so hopefully the next 2 won't be too bad. Now to take on our second large arena, gonna do the Gully next. We just completed Hellberbia. After we did that, I forgot to mention how long it took. It was 3 hours 20 minutes to do Hellberbia. I'm sincerely hoping that we don't die at all in this run, but that's probably unlikely. So in the event that we do die, I will be bringing you guys back, but for now I'll just do the first round and then I'll cut to a couple of the later rounds because those are gonna be way more interesting. But I think it's good to have this first one here just kind of as a little bit of a control. You know, you can see what it's like on the base difficulty. Alright, it's the badass wave. We got a bandit desperado. That's more like a bandit desperation. That was not funny at all. There's a bruiser there. Always a scorching lunatic in the badass wave. Literally always. I don't know why. I would not call a scorching psycho, lunatic, whatever you want to call him. I wouldn't call it a badass, that's for sure. Hans and Franz. This might be the easiest boss fight actually, because there's no mobs. It's just Hans and Franz. And Hans will follow you wherever you go, so you can go really far away from Franz and just kite this fucking Patrick Star looking motherfucker around all you please. Well, anyways, that's round 1. I'm gonna coast through till round 10, then things will probably start getting spicy. I'll bring you back if anything crazy happens, but most likely you'll see me around round 19, round 18, somewhere in there. Just smack down Taylor Cobb there, the boss for our 18th round. Things have been going a bit smoother than the previous arena. I died once on wave 16, but that's the only time. The weapons I'm most fond of have been the Orion, the Defiler, the Hellfire, and my Anarchy. Pretty much been using those 4 almost exclusively. Oh, it's Gun Wave, my favorite. Already at 0 HP. I just killed all the bandits right here, and Lance came to replace them. Just love it. Love when that happens. When the elemental damage is on, the Hellfire is just a hose of death. Look at that badass bruiser. Nope, that's a well done steak. Here we go, gun wave completed. After the gun wave, things pretty much are just smooth sailing. I find if I get past the gun wave in a round, I get through the entire round. Every single time I've died 3 times in total so far, and all 3 times have been on the gun wave. Ooh, we got the vampire modifier. I actually don't mind the vampire modifier. It says it might seem bad at first, but your health drains super slowly, and the health regen from killing enemies is really useful. This is what I picked up the Orion for right here, just so I can obliterate the Guardians. It certainly does its job well. Luckily, our boss is Bonehead, but wow, we got absolutely obliterated by the 2 bruisers that spawned with them. We got Havoc and Havoc. Yep, that would explain it. So I should take out these before I bother with Bonehead. No problem, though. They died just as easy as he will. Alright, they're gone. Get Bonehead all corroded, which he, well, got corroded in 1 shot, but he also killed me just about instantly. Now it's time for the final round of our second arena. Just like last time, gotta hope we get some good modifiers that could make or break this entire run. Oh, well, we got speed, I can tell you that. We got way quicker all of a sudden. Bonus elemental. Oh my goodness. These are like the best modifiers ever. Really, dodgeball does nothing to the enemies, so that's about a nothing burger for the enemies. It's just insane how easy the challenge can be at some points and then how difficult it can be at other points. Like, this is the easiest it could possibly have gotten for me right now. Down to the enemies that it spawns. It's just spawning normal bandits and skags. It could be spawning Lance, but it didn't. Only one more boss between us and victory. One-Eyed Jack. Could be worse, could be better. Not too bad, not too great. You know, a little bit of a middling boss, if you will. Alright, no more minions for you, Jack. Get in. Didn't get corroded, but that's not really a big deal. He'll just go away now. And that has been the Gully. 20 rounds completed. Check our time real quick. Looks like it took us about exactly 3 hours. A little bit over 3 hours for this one. So we were about 20 minutes quicker than the previous arena, but we did die 1 less time, so I'd say that probably about makes up for the difference. So roughly the same amount of time. Not too bad at all, though. There's our golden certificate of badassery. Not that it means anything, but what does mean something is the achievement we just got, the Gully. As I said, there's an achievement for each arena, so we just got the one for this one. One step closer. Had a bit of a rest. Now it's time to take on the Angelic Ruins. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, the Angelic Ruins. As I said, the Angelic Ruins is definitely my favorite of the 3 arenas. It just feels a bit brighter, you know, a bit less depressing, if you will. Most of the Underdome is depressing, so having something a little bit bright and happy for a change is nice. I am a bit concerned about this arena, though, in terms of how difficult it's going to be, because once you get later in the waves, a ton of Lance are going to start spawning, and over here, and on this arena in particular, it seems like they spawn just an absurd amount of Lance. They spawn them all the way through around here and back here. You know, this whole half of the map, really, they can spawn Lance at. Pretty uneventful so far, as round 1 usually is. Now it's the Horde wave, which basically just means I get free kills for all my weapon challenges. Still using the Orion, though, because we are quite low on our sniper rifle kills. Need to work on those. Also need the electric kills, so 2 birds, 1 stone, you know the drill. But just like before, I'll do the first round or 2 here, and then I'll cut back when we're at the end. Here's our first boss wave. Alright, well, we got a freebie here. It's just, you know, 1 guy with the machine gun and 1 guy with the sword. It's not that hard to deal with. It's really not. Nice and corroded. Just about killed him already, though, and goodbye, Hans. Hello, Franz. Goodbye, Hans. I said Hans, god damn it. Goodbye, Franz. I fucked it up. Here's our spoils for round 1. Ooh, a stinger, you know? That's actually a weapon that one could use. Oh, not anymore. You know, I made it all the way to goddamn round 16 with 0 issues. I get to round 16 and I have no shield. Enemy shields recharge faster. Enemies spawn with better weapons and enemies do more damage. And what do I get as soon as I die and respawn and restart? What do I get? I get enemies do more damage, enemies dodge, enemies spawn with higher quality weapons, and I still don't have a fucking shield. That's by far the biggest problem with the Underdome, is just the randomness of it. As soon as you get to like 3 modifiers or more, it's fucking ridiculous. You're just at the mercy of whatever they give you. 90% of the time, the modifiers mean almost nothing, and then 10% of the time, they mean you just die every single time you run into an enemy. And I got set back, and now I'm gonna have to go through probably 5 rounds like this, because for no good reason, the modifiers seem to not want to change ever. I get to kill about 3 enemies, and if, like, even with the best reaction time and aim I can muster, if there's more than 1 enemy, it'll still bring me down to health gate regardless. Like right now, health gate. This is fucking hell. It really is. And I'm dead again. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get set back again. Got set back 2 rounds in a row. Do not do the Underdome challenge. It is the worst thing in Borderlands. It might even be worse than Wonderlands. Wait a minute, there's still 4 modifiers. What's going on? It still started me at round 15. Okay, well, I guess maybe you can't go lower than 15 once you make it there. I don't know if they have like a mercy system in place like that, but I am very grateful for it. It's still fucking obnoxious that the enemies are spawning with higher quality weapons and have better shields again, but at least I have my shield so I can kill more than 3 enemies without dying. There it is, round 17 completed. Now we're on to 18, only 3 more rounds between us and the end of this nightmare. Enemies are more accurate, okay. Critical hit, steal bonus, and snipe, and no shields. Dead aim and naked are not a good combination, so this is going to be a bit tricky, but it could be a hell of a lot worse. At least they don't have higher quality weapons this time. Just had to hang back a little bit and snipe them in the head with my Orion. That's going to be the strategy. Seems to be working out so far. Looks like 3 more mobs left. Let's see if we can get them. Oh, 1, 2, and... Oh, no, what? Whatever, man. Wow, I can't hit a single shot on him. What an embarrassment. Angelic Ruins is by far the hardest of the 3 arenas. There's a few reasons for that. I'd say number 1 is the geography. It's just really flat and open, and the enemy spawns are kind of everywhere. Like, the entire map spawns enemies. There's not really any safe area. Okay, well, and I've already died, as you just saw. Hopefully this doesn't end badly. Thank goodness there are enemies right next to us. Yeah, we've got no shield right now, and the enemies take less damage, so that's even better. Need to play this a lot safer than I just did. The other reason it's a lot harder is because there's no skags on this map. The other 2 arenas, they both have skags that'll spawn, so they take up a lot of the spots for the guys with guns. On this map, it's no skags, and it's just more bandits or more lance. No shield is just brutal, man. I had to play like such a loser the entire game. Just fucking pop out, kill 2 enemies, go into phase walk, or go hide. What are you 2 doing? Oh my god, look at these dudes. They're just posted up on me. Fucking hell. I didn't stand a chance. I stood no chance. What am I supposed to do against such impenetrable form? Such a perfect combat stance. 1 straggler. Oh my god, he's gonna try to take me out. What the fuck? I came over that ramp and he was already ready for me. And this is basically the Underdome experience. You just kind of try to take out enemies, go into phase walk, run and hide behind cover, take out some more enemies. But if you show your face for any amount of time, you're gonna take so much damage that your only option is to retreat and heal your health. Wow, they are getting a bit ridiculous with all these lance. I swear to god. Look it. Just look it. It's an entire fucking map's worth. There's probably the same amount of lance right here now as there are in the entirety of Old Haven. When guardians spawn along with the lance, it is a big help because they'll distract them and they'll fight each other. They don't really kill each other, but they'll distract each other, and that's the biggest part. Oh really, you're gonna turn right to me. You just fighting them. What? Am I the bigger threat? Well, I am the bigger threat, but oh, okay, and I'm downed? I didn't expect that. Oh, please don't do this to me. Game, don't do this to me. No. No, 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 please, no, no. How, man? What even killed me? I swear to God, I was standing there at full health. What weapons do these lance have? They weren't even spawning with better weapons. Oh my fucking God. Back to round 17. 9 waves more to do. Wait a minute. How is there a revolver right here? One of the enemies dropped a weapon. I thought that wasn't supposed to happen. It's funny, I remember is this guy. There was a lance right here with the electric revolver that was screwing me up. I'm pretty sure this must be the revolver. Interesting. Wow, there's a badass bruiser with some crazy rocket launcher here. What the fuck? 2 of them. 2 rocket launchers. My God, what are they doing to me? Not only is this map by far more difficult than the other 2, but I've been getting way worse RNG on it. At long last, round 18 is done. What? In what world do you just fucking come out of nowhere and blow me up? I don't even remember shooting you. Holy shit, man. I would like to thank Inner Glow for making this Underdome challenge possible. Without that phase walk healing, I would absolutely probably never get this completed ever. Downed again, but that's okay. Had him on 1 HP. Really wishing we found a 60% HP boosting shield right about now. That way I'd have a bit more to work with. I mean, it wouldn't make that much difference, but it'd definitely help out a little bit. Could have also farmed up our weapon proficiencies before we came in here, but they're all doing fine. They're like, anything I want to use is already in the 30s, so it wouldn't have probably made a noticeable difference. It really, what it does come down to is the modifiers. Okay, I'm on a bit of a roll here. I'm just tearing through them like a fucking angry Tasmanian devil. And no, 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 no. Why? Why did I say anything? I know better. I knew better and I did it. I don't think there's any enemies near us. I think we're fucking dead. I think we're screwed here. Yep, we're screwed. That is our 4th death on this arena. Oh, and the first modifier, naked. They don't like me today, guys. They really, really, really don't like me today. I'll be honest with you, I can't keep recording this because I've been going for an hour now and I've only made like 1 round's worth of progress. I'll bring you guys back on the boss wave of round 20. That's what I'll do. Just finished up the badass wave and now here comes the boss. This bag of meat is all that stands between me and victory. Okay, Master McCloud. Take out my crux. I'm gonna play this real safe like. There's Master McCloud. He's all corroded, so he's gonna die before I even have to do anything else. Now I want to go for his 2 guards. I can pretty much just ignore him, and once they're corroded, they'll go pretty quickly too. Yep, as you can see, completely vaporized by the crux. He's dead. We did it. That is all 3 of the large arenas completed. The total time for this arena was 4 hours, 5 minutes, and we killed over 2,000 enemies, significantly more than the other 2. There it is, and we got 2 achievements there, the Angelic Ruins and Big Tournament. Wow. I mean, wow. I haven't totaled up exactly how long all these arenas plus the other 3 out there took us, but you'll see that on screen right now. I've talked a lot about my thoughts on these arenas over the time I've been doing them, but I think I should probably just sum everything up right here. As soon as you upgrade to the 20-round arenas and you're talking 3 and 4 modifiers, I think most of the fun just kind of goes out the window. Not only is it insanely repetitive and boring just to do that many waves, it's extremely time consuming, the enemy variety's stale, and at the end of the day, everything just comes down to RNG. It comes down to what roles you get, how well you're going to perform. You can go in there with the best weapons, the best build, the best character even, just like I did, but still, sometimes the game will just completely screw you over. I've rambled plenty about these. I'll go ahead and show you guys all those achievements we've gotten over the past, well, for you guys, it's going to be just episode, but for me, over the past couple of days, I did all 3 of these over 2 days, did 2 in 1 day, this one in 1 day. Anyways, guys, that was everything. We didn't get any missions completed, we didn't get any uniques, but we did get some challenges done, so I'll show those off real quick. You can take a look at that. Plenty of check marks. We still need our action skill kills. These are the dual challenges. These 4 we will not be completing, as I've mentioned before. Got to kill some more skags, a lot more spider ants, a lot more rack. Dominant species, we've still only managed to kill like 200 guardians, even though we did 3 challenges arenas that have some guardians in them. Combat rifles, 1,500, not too bad on that. Pistols are pretty damn close, 2,200 out of 25. Shotguns about halfway, still need to work on that. Rocket launchers definitely need a lot of work. Melee needs a lot of work. Snipers only about halfway. Shocker, we're pretty close. Pyromaniac, we're only about halfway. Chemist, we need a lot of progress. Demolitionists need a ton of progress. Enemies killed on a vehicle, we've done about 1/3 of that, but we still have a lot more to go. Opened 5,000 lootable objects. I kind of forgot about this one. Merchant of Death, we can do that just by buying and selling medkits, I'm pretty sure, so no problem there. And that is all the challenges, so there's still quite a bit to be done, but I mean, at least we're starting to close in on the final few. That's going to be all for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this episode, please leave it a like. If you disliked it, please leave it a dislike, and I will see everybody on the next one. Have a good day.